All right, let's get right into it. If you're in a leadership role, you know the deal. You're always trying to push forward, break down barriers, and get your team where they need to be. But what if the biggest things holding you back aren't the things you're actually focused on? We're going to explore a really interesting idea here, that the real habits keeping you stuck are almost impossible to see. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It's a really powerful thought. I mean, think about that for a second. The problems you spend all your time and energy fighting might not be the real problems at all. The true opponent is quieter and a whole lot sneakier. And that right there leads us into something we can call the leadership trap. It's that feeling of constantly putting out fires, you know? You feel like you're working hard, but not making any real forward progress. And it's probably because you're fighting the wrong battle. Yeah, this list probably looks pretty familiar, right? These are the classic leadership headaches. Missed targets, projects dragging on, tension in the team. This is the stuff that fills up our calendars. And look, they're definitely real issues. But here's the twist. They're usually just the symptoms, not the actual disease. So if all those big, obvious problems are just symptoms, then what's the cause? Well, this is where we have to start looking for those invisible barriers. It means we have to shift our focus away from the external stuff, the business problems, and start looking at the internal, personal habits that are creating all that friction in the first place. Okay, this slide just illustrates the difference perfectly. The obvious trap is thinking, oh, the problem is I'm waking up too late. But the real hidden bottleneck is why you're sleeping poorly in the first place. It's that restless mind that won't shut off. For a leader, the obvious trap is a bad project plan. But the hidden bottleneck, it's the leader's own habit of avoiding a tough, uncomfortable decision that's actually holding the whole team hostage. That's the real problem. So let's put a name to these things. We're talking about hidden habits. These are those subtle, often totally unconscious things we do. You know, the little ways you put off a difficult conversation, or your tendency to overthink something instead of just making a call. They don't seem like a big deal on their own, but man, they create a massive drag on your effectiveness and your team's energy. And this is the real kicker. This is the big aha moment. If you actually want to fix the missed targets and the project delays, you have to look inward first. These hidden habits, they're the silent killers of momentum, quietly sabotaging your team's potential without you even realizing it. Okay, you might be thinking, great, so the problem is some invisible habit I don't even know I have. How in the world do I fix that? Well, the good news is the solution isn't some huge, complicated self-help project. It's actually a surprisingly simple and really powerful strategy. It all boils down to just 2 steps. That's it. First, find the smallest block. And notice, it says the smallest, not the biggest, most intimidating one. What is that one tiny thing? That slightly uncomfortable email you've been putting off, that quick decision you've been avoiding. Find it. Then, step 2, just remove it. Do the thing. That's the whole strategy. The focus on smallest makes it doable right now. And what happens when you do that? When you find and remove that one small personal block? You might think, big deal, it was a tiny thing. But the impact isn't just personal. It creates a ripple effect that can unlock momentum for your entire team. It feels like things just start to flow. And what does that mean? Well, for a leader, it's that feeling when tough decisions get made, communication suddenly feels easy, and projects that have been stuck for ages just start moving. You remove that one little point of hidden friction, and the whole system just starts working the way it's supposed to. Momentum is restored. And, you know, it's always good to know where these big ideas come from. This framework comes from the work of 𝗁𝗂𝗏 He's a best-selling author and a resilience strategist, and this is his specialty, helping leaders find and overcome these exact kinds of hidden barriers. So we'll end with this question, just to leave you with something to chew on. This isn't about some massive overhaul of your entire personality. It's about finding one single thing. As a leader, right now, what is the one smallest block that you could remove today that might just get everything else moving again? What is it for you?